What lives at the core of anger? What's beneath the devastating power of hostility and the explosive reactivity of rage? And how do we help people safely navigate this anger? I've been talking lately with just about all the top experts in our field, asking them crucial questions like these. Take a look. I think you'll find their insights useful.
Working with angry, hostile clients, I think, that's one of the hardest things because especially if they're angry or hostile toward you.
Rule 1 that I learned in treating with angry people was if you tell an angry person that their problem is anger, they'll get angry at you. Okay, so so you don't want to make that mistake. So then I told him, I said, so I did that, and that's exactly what happened. Everybody got mad at me. So I didn't like that. So then I told him next time, I said, your problem is irritability. And they immediately, yes, that's it. That's exactly it.
If people grow up in a family where they weren't allowed to be angry, that anger can often come out sideways, but it's not really owned and recognized. Like with someone who never really owned their anger, we have to reclaim that part of themselves that can be assertive and can be angry in a more of a conscious way.
When healthy aggression is thwarted, then we have anger. When anger is thwarted, is not permitted, then we get hostility. And so we're moving from hostility to anger to power and strength.
Hostility implies an intent to harm. I need to understand the harm the client feels they've experienced and empathize with the need to hurt back. Very often clients will want to hurt back or take revenge to feel empowered rather than collapsing into shame or vulnerability. Nothing is going to happen very much in the therapy unless I can get the client not stuck in that shame, blame, revenge loop.
People who act angrily a lot are not so good at feeling anger. When anger arises in us, if we immediately discharge it and immediately start yelling or criticizing or even, just writing nasty letters, we don't actually get to feel the texture of the anger. We don't get to actually sit with it because it just discharges into behavior. To actually feel anger and and know anger, one has to be able to feel it and not immediately discharge it.
For people that have a kind of hairpin reaction that goes to anger and rage, that was their primary protector when they were young, or that got locked up when they were young, and this part swore it would never let itself not be around anymore, and so now it dominates all the time.
Anger is a very important emotion. It's the thing that makes people change. And if people are passive and compliant, that's what worries me. Anger is a real major affect to help you to protect yourself and stand up for yourself.
So every individual is different, and so we can't just make a broad statement, anger and hostility is this. But for me as a clinician, knowing all those varieties of developmental pathways that would bring you here, the approach I would take initially is the same, which is beneath the anger and hostility is a longing to belong in everybody.
So the challenge for me, and I think for all therapists, is to find that place of tenderness for this client, and to see the expression of hostility as the topography. That's just what is being shown to us. It is not all of who the person is, and indeed, it's difficult. Indeed, it's very, very difficult.
Working with a client who's angry or even hostile can be challenging. That's why it's so important to get at what's underneath that anger. Now I'd like to hear from you. What are some strategies that you use when you're working with a client who's angry? Please tell us about it in the comments section right below. And thanks for watching.